everyone, Bryn from Colonial. I wanted to talk to you today about lawn care, and specifically our low environmental impact lawn care program that we have at Colonial. Now, a little bit on lawn care, if those of you don't know, a lawn care bag, a fertilizer bag, has 3 numbers on it. For example, our spring fertilizer says 1504. What these numbers mean is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Okay, that's really important. So it's high in nitrogen. This means it has 15% nitrogen per bag. Nitrogen is really important for lush green growth. It's what makes the leaf blades of the grass plant green and grow during the season. Okay, so the things that we want to look out for in a fertilizer program is urea. Urea is a cheap form of nitrogen. It's a form of nitrogen. It's a very cheap form of nitrogen. And the challenge with urea fertilizer is it's very fast acting. So there's 2 problems. One, if you don't get any rainfall or irrigation after you fertilize, you'll get what's called volatilization, which means that nitrogen is turning to gas and it's moving off of the soil surface. Not good, because you're losing a portion of the fertilizer you just put down, plus you're contributing to greenhouse gases. So that's a bad idea. The other thing that's bad about urea fertilizer is very fast acting in the soil. So when you think about that water, that irrigation that moves that nitrogen down, it's readily available and can be used right away. This causes what's called luxury consumption. What that means is, as the fertilizer becomes available, those grass blades take it up and they use it, and they grow very, very fast, which can be bad. It's a cause of disease, and it makes for weak turfgrass plants. So not good. We don't want to have them go to the buffet. What we want is a slow release nitrogen that gives you a nice steady feed, 3 meals a day versus a buffet once a day. So what we're looking for, and what our program has, is a coated urea. So what this does is it puts a polymer coating around the urea particles, which slows that release down, protects it from volatilization, and it also slows the release into the soil. We also use a form of nitrogen called ammonium sulfate. Another form of nitrogen, still nitrogen, but it's a slower releasing form. That's in some of the later blends in the step 2 and 3. So look for polymer coated urea in our fertilizer bags. So NPK. The next one I want to talk is phosphorus. You'll see that our fertilizer has 0% phosphorus, no phosphorus in it. Phosphorus is available in the soil in large quantities. It's in native soils. The challenge with phosphorus is it's not always plant available. But putting more phosphorus onto the top of the surface is not going to make it any more available at all. Phosphorus is really responsible for chemical trespass, which means the phosphorus that you put on the ground, if it's not absorbed into the soil, it will move. And it will move into lakes and streams, and that's really one of the causes of turning lakes green. So we want to avoid phosphorus, and we don't need it, because the turfgrass is able to mine the phosphorus that's already in those soils. So we don't put any phosphorus in our lawn care program, so that's another one of the things that we really are stressing with our low environmental impact lawn care program. So polymer coated or a form of nitrogen like ammonium sulfate that are slower acting. Remember, we want a slow, steady feed, 3 meals a day, not the buffet. And then we don't need any phosphorus. There's plenty of soil for it to use. So those are 2 things that we look for in our low environmental impact lawn care program, and this is what we have at Colonial. So come pick some up.